Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and this is going to be a quick video explaining how open wheel races work, in addition to talking a little bit about the Progen PR4 and Ocelot R88. So first of all, and it's kind of amazing after covering racing in this game for almost 7 years to say this, open wheel Formula 1 style cars have been added to GTA Online. The Progen PR4 is modelled after a late 80s, early 90s F1 car and is generally quicker than the late 70s, early 80s style F1 car, the Ocelot R88. The cars will look like different eras depending on the body mods that you have on and so forth. So if you're only going to get one for races, you only need to think about the PR4, which is the more expensive car at $3.5 million versus $3.1 million. We've also, for the first time since the game was released back in 2013, seen a brand new car class added to the game. While all Arena War or special vehicles in the past may have had specific restrictions for races, the vehicles themselves have always been put into pre-existing classes like Super, Sport, Muscle, etc. The PR4 and R88 are different because they're in a brand new open wheel class. You can't race them against other supercars or on normal races like other classes, and I imagine Rockstar wouldn't go to the trouble of adding a new class just for two cars, so I expect we'll see more in the future and probably even more expensive iterations if they're modelled on more modern open wheel cars. The cars themselves have a wide array of body modifications, including front and rear wings that actually impact performance. The general rule is that the larger the front wing, the more downforce will be on the car at the front, and the same for the larger rear wings at the back. More downforce means more cornering speed at the cost of straight line speed, so having the smallest wings on the front and the rear will give you the highest top speeds, but the car won't turn quite as well as if you had the biggest wings and you have the lowest top speed. Each wing is different, so there's hundreds of setup options, but I will cover all of that in depth in a future video after I've done some extra testing. I'll of course also be doing the lap time and top speed testing in my usual way after I have a better idea of how all the setups work. Once those videos are live, I will link them down below in the description of this video for anyone who's watching this later, but until then, stay tuned and make sure that you subscribe for notifications of those videos. When it comes to open wheel races, at launch we only have Rockstar created tracks. However, I'd expect that we'll see the ability to create open wheel races in the creator fairly soon for the community to make better stuff. One of the main issues is that the Rockstar open wheel races are limited to 16 players, but hopefully in the creator 30 players will be allowed. You can find the new open wheel races by going to the pause menu, then online, jobs, play job, Rockstar created, races, and scrolling to O for open wheel. While some of the tracks aren't too bad, some leave a lot to be desired, and as usual the community will most likely be able to create better suited circuits when they're allowed to do so. However, that's all we have at launch, so if you're jumping into an open wheel race, these are the nuances that you're going to need to know. First is tyre wear. In the lobby screen for these races, you can choose either soft, medium or hard tyres to apply to your car for the race. Softs will be the quickest but will last the least amount of time, hards will last the longest but be the slowest, and mediums are in between. When you're in a race, you'll have a tyre wear indicator, and when that drops to the red zone, you don't have long before you lose grip, slide out and crash. If you let the indicator deplete completely, your wheels will pop, regardless of whether you've got bulletproof wheels or not. To fix your tyres, you have to drive into the pit lane and stop while they're regenerated. Grip does remain the same on the tyres throughout a stint. You don't gradually lose speed as the indicator depletes until you get to that red zone. In general, the grip advantage from soft tyres isn't enough to make up any time loss that you'll have in the pits, so you always want to use the hardest tyres that will get you through a full race without having to make a pit stop. Soft tyres tend to be able to do a full 5-lap race on these tracks, mediums will last a full 10-lap race, and hards at least a 15-lap race, but more testing again needs to be done on all of this. Another thing to keep in mind is that these cars have a KERS power boost system, which regenerates when you're off throttle or braking and is activated by pressing the left thumbstick. When you use this boost on a lap is important because these cars take corners so well that you're not actually regenerating that boost much over a lap. The KERS boost becomes active after the first lap in a race. Finally, you can lose your front and rear wings in races and they will negatively impact performance. It's basically an extreme example of what I was talking about earlier, with different wings giving different setups. Lose your front wing and you'll lose the ability to turn corners very well, and lose the rear wing and your back end won't have any grip, causing it to spin around. You'll have a higher top speed without them, but you won't be able to corner very well. Fix these issues in a race by coming into the pits, because respawning won't help. So for now, this is a quick overview of how these races work, but when it comes to the performance of the cars in terms of lap times, top speeds and the various nuances of tyre and body modifications, it's going to take me some more time to get an idea of how it all works. Like I said, make sure you subscribe for those videos when the testing is done, and I'll explain how it all works and what the best setups will be for these cars. But that's it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.